Welcome, Collective, to another great episode of Brews and Builds. And this episode could not have been done except by our amazing patrons. Whether you're part of the Collective, Squeeze Choir, BigTucks, MrCombo, Storm Count, it doesn't matter. We love you guys and thank you for the support.
Oh, here we are.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 123 of CMD
Wow, we're
Towers
figuring it
Brews and
out.
Builds. I'm MrCombo number 5, and my fellow host is having way too much fun with our new audio recording software,
Yes.
BigTuck.
Our new audio recording software, our new main sponsor of the channel, our replacements, our new way of life. I am here. We are talking about Redacted until they start paying us.
Well, guys, if you would like to help us out financially with our community, with us getting new products to make stuff better for you guys, head over to our Patreon, patreon.com/CMDTower. We do have 4 different tiers. Starts at just $1 a month on up. You get a lot of different value with it. The biggest one that I wanted to highlight is no matter what tier you sign up for, if you've ever wanted a platform for yourself to be able to speak, give thoughts on cards or mechanics, we're starting the Collective Diagnosis. This is something that's open to every tier of our Patreon. Every 3 months, we're going to poll 10 of our community members about a topic and let you guys record your own audio, write a little paragraph about how you feel, and then me and Tuck are going to talk about it, give you our thoughts and feelings, and kind of make it a great community episode. And if you're a part of our top tier, every 3 months, you're going to be on Brews and Builds. So we're going to have you here in the amazing Zencaster to, do anything we can to do weird sound effects like this. That we are gonna put out there. So it's a great community. Definitely should join. And I'll say this: the Discord's been getting a lot more rambunctious over the last few weeks.
I feel like
one could say it's preview season.
It's unfortunate that I had to drop from Brews and Build or from Action 4 this year for the foreseeable future. But one thing one pro of that is I'm actually excited about spoilers. So, we don't need to get into that here, but anyway.
Well, another benefit of being a part of our patron community is our referral program. So if you're an existing patron and you recommend someone to join, we'll end up sending you something as a thank you. Depending on what tier, it could kind of depend on what we end up sending out. But grow the collective through your friends and family. Guilt them. It works.
It always works.
Now, if you'd like to pick up some of our great merchandise, head over to our store, cmdtower.com/merch. We do have our foil playmat, and yes, my basement is filled with CMD Tower sweaters.
Oh,
please,
they're here.
They're here. Go buy them for the love of Christ. Apparently 70 sweaters weighs 100 pounds and takes up 1/2 of my basement.
Oh my God, really?
Yes, it
just
does.
Like 2 giant boxes?
Well, it was until I had to separate them for sizes. So now it's like the ottoman's completely covered. Half of the couch is covered. I got one, like the extra large sweater stack is like toppling over because there's so many.
That's incredible.
Now, this episode, is brought to you by Zencaster, but also our amazing editor at _Tcoats. Tyler does do the video and audio for this Brews and Builds episode. So definitely give him a little thank you, a little shout out for putting together this great stuff for you. And of course, the free way is just share the content you're watching and or listening to, because every little bit of interaction from the collective does help. So Brews and Builds is our deck tech series. Since we conquered the path to 32, tackled tons of EDH themes, we're going to be discussing, or rather, theory crafting a new deck that doesn't even exist yet. Each month will consist of new decks, and we correlate how these decks are constructed similar to how beer is brewed. So we broke it down into 4 different categories. Now, always kind of interesting, we have shenanigans. It's going to be pet cards, synergies, technically alter the brood, does work in this build.
No, it does not.
Spice.
It does not. It's illegal.
It's all creatures. It's all permanents. Oh, damn it.
Yeah. Oh, no. Not every beer has them, but spices and other additives help summarize a normal stock beer from a specialty one. It could be the metric 1 ton of hops that turn a triple IPA from a double, or it could be the toasted coconut, vanilla bean, cocoa nibs, and lactose that turns this stout into cereal after dark. Not every deck has something that makes it pop, but if it does, this is where we generally will talk about it.
Without further ado, let's get brewing.
Oof.
Today, we're talking only creatures, no problem. Yes, I should have known Alter the Bird can't go in the deck because it's literally 3 sentences below my show notes. We're talking Nikara, Lair Scavenger, Yannik Scavenging Sentinel, and Umori the Collector. Let's head over to that final segment of Spice. And Tuck, I brought some spice for you.
Okay.
So this is a card that I was told I needed to build with our annual Drinkathon challenge. I could not do it. Could not figure it out. This was a card I wanted it to be my commander for Orzhov for years. You can get it for 14 cents. I think you should really look at Triad of Fates in the deck.
Oh.
2 colorless Orzhov, so white and black, legendary creature, human wizard. It's a rare. It's a 3/3. It has 3 activated abilities. 1, tap, put a fate counter on another target creature. White, tap, exile target creature that has a fate counter on it, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Oh, wait, that basically is just going to trigger on your black commander.
Right.
Because it has a counter. Basically, you exile it, draw a card. That's cool.
Right.
And then black, tap, exile target creature that has a fate counter on it. Its controller draws 2 cards. So it's either I could blink it, my own stuff. If I just want to draw 3 cards, I could still do it to my own with black. I could use it on my opponent's stuff. It gives you a lot of this flexibility. It is going to be slow, but we are talking budget. Budget is slow, and this is great removal.
That's a key part of it. I think this is a good spice card because it does take 3 turns. You play it. The next turn, you put a counter on something and go there.
Yep.
But to your point, I think a lot of decks won't. A lot of decks would use this only as an offensive card, right?
Yep.
You can use it at any time, right? On your own stuff, on other things. Yeah, I actually like it a lot, and the blink too. Yeah, okay, it's a spice for sure because it's It takes a little work. It takes a little Jimmy to get there.
I would say this: it would be a grain card for me if I could just pay 1 no tap for the fate counters. That would be a different story.
Bonkers.
Then that would be a grain. But the fact that you do have to tap for each of the effects does make it slow. But we talked about it earlier. You're probably going to have ways to have haste and do things. Maybe you can take advantage of it. But I think this is something that could be offense. It could be defense. Is it just a 3/3 body for 4? Who really knows?
But again, 14 cents, sure.
Hey, if someone does that 1 artifact, I don't know what its budget is. But Oblivion Ring. Or not Oblivion Ring.
Oblivion Stone?
Oblivion Stone. Yeah, Oblivion Stone. If someone has that, it's like, hey, my stuff has fate counters. Ain't blowing up my shit.
Yeah. Wow. Talk about a fall from grace. That card's $2 now.
Wow.
Remember when we started playing? When we started playing, it was like 15.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like that fall from grace.
Thanks, Double Masters.
All right, Tuck. Round out this episode with your final spice.
Okay. This is another card that I have always liked. We've talked a lot about how some cards are like the 101st, the 115th. This has always been like the 120th. It's very easy to cut out of decks. It never works the way you want. But, and I put it as a spice because I don't know how much mana we're going to have to play around with. But if we do build it enough to where we have piles of mana, Magus of the Will could be a very big late game kind of catch up. So 2 colorless and a black, creature, human, wizard, redacted bit for a 3/3. 2 colorless and a black, tap it, exile Magus of the Will. Until end of turn, you may play lands and cast spells from your graveyard. If a card be put into your graveyard from anywhere this turn, exile that card instead. So I think this card is extremely slow. I think you have to play around it so smartly because you kind of have to do it. If you're like, okay, board wipe's coming, you kind of have to hold on to it, right? It could just die for removal from there. It's a 3/3 dice lightning bolt, which is going to be rampant in this budget build, as you're well aware of. So, but if it does, if the stars aligned, if all the tiny hands go and do we have an applause or anything? Do we have an applause effect? Damn it.
That's a no.
So if all the hands aligned, if they all high five each other, this could potentially be the best recovery card in the deck. The issue I have with it is it does nothing else. It has no ETB ability. It's a 3/3. You only get its effect once. Maybe worth it, maybe not.
Here's actually where I would argue it is worth it.
Oh.
Once again, we're in budget.
Yeah.
So we can't be picky. And so it's like, okay, if I wasn't doing budget, what would be a better version of this? Well, Yawgmoth's will. Well, that's hella expensive. Not doing that. Okay, well, how do I get from Cinnamon Toast Crunch to Cinnamon Toast squares? And I think this is good enough for it because you said part of your strategy is you need a graveyard recursion package.
Right.
I mean, if you fully just came out and said, you know what, I don't really care about my graveyard. Like, I'm just going to be slinging creatures, hitting face.
And
then I would say,
I'll run out of cards or run out of life,
perfect.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, so that it's like, get rid of this, get rid of any of the non-token dies, or when a creature dies, like that stuff. So you're just not really playing that part of black. The fact that you are, I think you need Magus of Will. I think you need other options like it. And yes, you're going to look at it and say, man, you're slow and very specific. But that's what's going to happen when you're in budget. You're not going to get the, hey, do whatever the hell you want to this turn. That's going to wrap up the spice package.